and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 228. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Crash. Crash, how are you?
I'm doing well, you know.
Been playing video games, Crash?
I've been playing some video games.
I know what you've been playing, so I'm excited to talk about it very, very soon. But before we get into all of that, My Xbox and Me is our weekly Xbox show here on youtube.com/myxboxandme, and of course across all podcast services apart from SoundCloud, pretty much. I think that's pretty much all of them, pretty much. If I'm not on one that you want us on, let us know, and maybe I'll consider it. But yeah, the free ones or the ones that go out through my service provider, we should be there. Don't forget you can get the show early on patreon.com/mcfixer. It's what help keeps the lights on. We've lost a lot of Patreon supporters this last couple of months. Lots and lots. And I understand, obviously, I've been inconsistent in my scheduling and inconsistent with my other content that I put out. Remember, my mum did get cancer. I've been struggling a little bit at it. Is that the one time you get to use that, Crash? Like, you only get to use that once, right?
No excuses, man.
No excuses? Good point. You're right. You're right. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/mcfixer, which is my personal channel, or you can subscribe to youtube.com/myxboxandme is where you get this show, and hopefully me and Crash are going to be doing some Let's Plays and some stuff. I think we're going to try and do some Warzone stuff. We're going to try and do a State of Decay. We're going to try and do some NBA. We're going to try some stuff out. We're going to try it. If you watch it, maybe we get more of
like it or dislike it, let us know. And if what you guys would say to improve on, let us know.
Exactly.
If
It's
not for you, say it's not for you.
You
know, and if you like a different style of Let's Play, like editing wise, just let us know. We can try different stuff out.
Let us know.
Once we actually upload it,
We'll find someone. Yeah. Wait for us to upload before you start criticizing.
Yeah, before man, I went there and those Let's Plays were horrible. There's nothing happening.
There's no Let's Plays on there. Topic of the show this week, Crash, is similar to last week, really, and there's not that much news. There's a little bits and bobs here, so probably not a long show this week. But E3 has reportedly been cancelled. E3 reportedly cancelled amid coronavirus spread. This is sort of now, we keep talking about it week after week, don't get me wrong, but for those who follow football, being soccer if you're in America, over here in Italy's been quarantined. Like the north of Italy's all been quarantined because the spread's been crazy. The Italian Football League has shut down, like they're not playing at the moment. In England, Arsenal and Manchester City, two huge clubs, have just cancelled their first football match in England. So we're in a weird place right now. I don't think I've never experienced something like this before. This is actually like we said this before, right? Like we've had bird flu and we've had like all these other little viruses that have come and gone.
Yeah.
This one seems kind of serious. I keep thinking about it more and more, Chris, where I'm like, all the people buying toilet paper and all the canned goods, am I the idiot? Maybe I'm the idiot.
Not for the toilet paper. Are
you sure?
You should have a certain amount of canned goods that you know.
I don't have it. I haven't got anything.
We don't have canned goods either. But
you got to remember the way the house works here, because obviously it's not my house, and like back living with Hayes' dad, I don't use any of his food, so like, I look in the cupboards and I go, yeah, I'm fucked. None of it's mine. Like, what do I do?
What you have to do is get canned goods and fill it on Haley's side of the bed and be like, yo, Haley, I don't know where you're sleeping anymore.
To be fair, there's a tiny bit of floor space by the door, and I've been considering buying a load of stuff and putting it there. But I feel weird. Am I weird? Let me know out there. Email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. Are you guys buying toilet paper in bulk and pasta and stuff, or
no? Is
this virus thing getting out of control and we're gonna be okay?
It's kind of weird because I think this is also the first time we've had a virus like this with like social media the way it is. With social media being as big as it is now.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And like as ingrained in everyone's life, that I do think it's kind of blown out of proportion. Because I was
we're not doctors, so don't
absolutely.
Let's make sure we put that out clear. We're not doctors, so whatever we say, We're stupid.
Yeah,
we're just an Xbox podcast talking about things we shouldn't be, all right?
You heard from someone that knows better. Listen to them. Do not listen to us.
Listen to them and then tell us.
If we tell you the Earth is flat, it's not flat. Okay?
It's not flat. It's not.
So, it's not.
We just like pissed off like 50% of our audience who are flat earthers. Great. Thanks for that. I've been posting this in the flat earthers Reddit for God knows how long. Thanks for nothing.
Oh man, damn! You should let me know. I would have like leaned in on it. If you guys think if the Earth is round, it's not. But if we say it is, don't believe us.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel it seems like this is weird. Like it's moving films and it's disturbing production on games, and
MSI for League of Legends got postponed. That's being pushed back.
There you go. Like it's a strange one, but we'll read this anyway. E3 is the biggest gaming event of the year. Arguable. We'll see. It's kind of been declined. This one was taken by IGN as well. Has been cancelled due to the concerns about the spread of the novel. I think I got that right. Novel?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Coronavirus. According to the report from Ars Technica, I think I got that right as well. The publication says multiple sources familiar with the Entertainment Software Association, the group behind E3, have confirmed the confirmation. So, and an official announcement will come shortly, with it originally scheduled for Tuesday. Ars Technica adds. The ESA didn't immediately respond to the request for comment. Prior to the report's publication's video game publisher developer tweeted, cancel your E3 flights and hotels, yo. So, obviously, Devolver being someone that had their own press conference every year, this was inevitable. It was going to happen, right?
More than likely, yeah. I would imagine like E3 side is they want to hold off as long as possible because like maybe it gets better, probably not, but maybe it does.
Yeah, I mean it's a strange one because we're at that point where they still haven't come out and said it's cancelled. It's every Jason Schreier, reliable sources across the whole industry are coming out like, "Hey, it's cancelled."
So you saw Jason Schreier's tweets, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
where he's like, secondhand sources are saying it's cancelled. They're saying it's not cancelled yet.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining they want to hold off as long as possible. Shout out to Devolver Digital. They did the right thing. Like, cancel your flights and L's get whatever money you can back from them as early as possible.
Chris, I was gonna go this year. I was close to going this year.
Imagine you already bought your ticket.
I was going to. Do you remember me telling you? Like I had to book. I was going to book early so I could actually afford it. I'd be very upset.
Yeah.
Very upset. I mean, I'm still upset. Obviously, we got the kind of funny up and comers thing going on currently, and I'm like, yeah, they're not flying. This is not happening. Like everything's cancelled. Everything's not.
I don't think they'll fly anybody out.
I wouldn't fly anybody out right now personally. No. I'm like, hey, you stay wherever you're from, especially from another country as well. But like, you stay right there.
Yeah.
You stay right there. Like we do not want you over here. Well, nobody move, sort of thing. Could this kill E3, Crash? Could the coronavirus kill E3? It's killed. I'm not even making that joke. Rest in peace, a lot of people. Obviously, older people and stuff like that. But yeah, could it actually kill E3? Or
no, I don't think. I think there's a possibility that. I think for sure E3 comes back next year. I don't think there's a chance that it's gone after this. If next year's a bomb after this year, then I think it's gone. But I do think that there's a possibility because this happens that they do attempt to do something different next year after having a whole year off.
So this is my thing. This gets, say, hypothetically, obviously, because nothing's confirmed yet. So this gets cancelled, right?
Yeah.
Is that not like the perfect time to go to Sony and be like, hey? And obviously, people are going to say you're listening to an Xbox podcast. Why are you mentioning Sony? It's like because like I said before last week, you need the back and forth. I feel like you need both parties involved, and obviously you got Nintendo and UB and everybody else, but you need that back and forth between the big hardware manufacturers. So do you think this is like gives them a thing where it's like, well, what have you got coming up in the PS5's life cycle, and can we get you back on board and doing that's a year of building the best E3 show to bring people back, right? Like make a drastic change in everything.
Yeah, that would also be like kind of big for them if they were like, Sony was supposed to be at E3 last year, but this year we're back and we have Sony here.
Yeah, I feel like getting Sony back on board is the big one. I don't think they will, and I think they're going to lose more because I feel like companies are going to do their own directs now, and they're going to realize that, whoa, this is way cheaper, and we get to control the messaging, and we get to control the media for a day, and we get to, or a couple of hours, we get to, we got this, we got that. It's like, I don't think they will go that way, but I'm interested to see how it goes.
It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do is like the correct move to sort of counteract the negativity that this causes.
What's the correct move for you? For Eve, when it comes to E3? Obviously, you've not been to E3, right? And I've not been.
No.
So we don't know what it's like on the show floor.
Yeah.
But what is it? What do you want more from E3? Nah, sitting at home wise, not even being at the show wise.
Sitting at home wise, I don't think there's anything they can change for me as like a home viewer of the experience. Because I think as a home viewer, the experience hasn't changed in a while.
Yeah.
I think the quality's gotten a little bit lower with Sony not being there, obviously. Because even when Microsoft's there, Microsoft has a good showing. It just feels sort of like a little bit lackluster because you're like, oh, Sony wasn't there. And then you hear people saying like, oh, Microsoft didn't win because Sony wasn't there. And all these other things.
The silly wars that don't matter but do matter in a weird way. It's strange.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's a correct move they can do for me. As a home viewer, as an event goer, I imagine there's a difference. And I imagine there's a difference from two perspectives. One is the consumer who's going to enjoy themselves and immerse themselves in E3, and then one's the journalist who's going there to report and all that stuff.
Do you think it needs to go back to being just press only?
Yes. I think it should be press only and influencers.
Yeah.
Because I think influencers would be the eyes for the normal consumer, right? I don't think you necessarily need to let the normal consumer.
I'm going to let you fall on that hill because influencers, normal, I don't know. I don't know about that one, man.
I'm not saying influencers are normal. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I'm just saying, like, influencers can get the content to the normal viewers, is what I'm saying.
Got you.
I don't want that to be misconstrued as I'm saying something I'm not. All I'm saying is that, like, a ninja going to E3 and talking about a game that's at E3 will get a lot of eyes on it that might not seen it otherwise.
I got you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Tried to get himself out of that hole.
I never took myself in a hole. You put me in a hole.
Well, that's the point. That's part of the show, Chris. True. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I feel like you've got to bring Jeff Keighley in.
Yeah.
Full stop. Like that. When Jeff steps away and is like, hey, and he stepped away before Corona. It was like, hey, I'm done. I'm not doing this year. Like they're making moves that I'm not about.
Yeah.
I feel like Jeff needs to go in there and be like, hey, all right, you're getting a year off. I've got a year to prepare a show for you guys. Like he needs to take over. I feel like it doesn't need to be press only for the full time, but I do think you need designated days that were press. So maybe maybe it's a week event, and I don't think it is a week. I think it's 4 days, right?
It's 4 days. So, the first day is press only. I'm pretty sure it's press and industry, if I'm not mistaken.
I would make that bigger then. I'd make the first 2 days be press and influencers and stuff like that, and then make it a consumer to that event as well. So that gives you enough time as press to get in there, and obviously there's still queues. There's still a lot of press, especially coming all from around the world. So it gives you enough time to get to the things you need to get to and put people where they need to be. But then it makes a consumer event as well, so it's making money and then figuring that whole system, and then you go from there. I don't think we're gonna get an E3 that's just press again. Would I love that? Yes, but I don't think that's what
I absolutely agree. I do think they need to find a good middle ground that does satisfy both sides.
It needs a middle ground between a PAX and a Gamescom, but then obviously Gamescom's too much, as you hear every year, and then PAX is just sort of a consumer show where you're not really getting much work done. You just go for panels and things of that nature. So yeah, it's a shame. Don't get me wrong. Like E3 is the pinnacle of the year for me. It's some of the most fun I have on stream. People are hyped up. It's a lot of hard work. Don't get me wrong, editing wise and stuff. But I'm gonna miss that. But in the same breath, I still think we're gonna get something in its place.
Yeah,
and I know Kind of Funny are already like, hey, all right, this is cancelled. We might do a showcase, which I think is cool.
Yeah, I'd imagine most studios that would do something at E3 are still going to do something in the time frame. Maybe not their exact slot, but in that summer period. I would be surprised if you don't see Ubisoft showing off their games and doing like their own thing, and Microsoft, because Microsoft's already still doing the GDC stuff,
which we'll get to later on. Yeah.
So
It's. Can it be the same though without that energy in the room? Like after being at XO, yeah. Honestly, it was a different level. Was it? It wasn't the experience. It's not a better experience. It's a very different experience.
Right. As someone who's there.
Yes.
So that's like two different conversations, right?
Yeah, true.
Because like for us, if Microsoft still does their show, it
without
could
a crowd though.
Without a crowd, it could still end up somewhere in the same ballpark. I don't think it'll ever hit as hard.
I think it's going to be super weird to have. I feel like it has to be a Nintendo Direct style.
Yeah, it completely depends how they do it, but they could do a Nintendo Direct style, and it just doesn't hit with the way they do it. It just doesn't hit with Microsoft, right? There is a possibility that Nintendo Direct works because it's Nintendo, right? Because Sony does a Nintendo Direct thing that I don't think necessarily works for them. Their state of play.
State of play. I don't mind state of play.
It's not bad.
I think the problem with state of play is, of course I know they're just going to do an inside Xbox, isn't they? They're not
probably.
Going to do, and I don't think that works for an E3 spectacle.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they decide to do. Who knows?
It's going to be interesting.
Microsoft has a space across, and they're like, yo, we're still doing our E3 stuff. Come through. They probably won't. More than likely, they won't. But who knows?
The funny thing is, though, so it's funny you say that, yeah? They could, though, still.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not being funny. This is far enough out that coronavirus... I still think coronavirus is going to be a thing. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like we might have better precautions around it or know what we're doing a bit more. There's not going to be a vaccine or anything. I've been watching so much stuff about this dude. I watched Joe Rogan's podcast. He had a doctor on. They were talking about it. It's been mad.
Vaccines take a really long time to develop.
That's what I was going to say. So vaccines take a long time to develop. And they're also not always successful. It's not like a foregone thing. But I could see Xbox being like, hey, we are still doing something in the convention center. Maybe it is just press.
Yeah,
so it's not as many people.
Yeah, they could do it like a month out where they're like, okay, we can do this. Let's book the time and everything and sort of start prepping it and be like, start hitting a press and everything. Like, would you guys, because they could always send out feelers, would you guys be willing to come through if we do a live event and it's press only? Yeah. Right. And it's like maybe one person per press, so it's not even too many people and it doesn't get overly crowded. So you still have that live audience. Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, this is where we would jump into Fix the Sack, where you email in my Xbox and me podcast@gmail.com. I don't believe we have anything, Crash, unfortunately. No emails, no questions, no nothing. And Crash said before the show, it's like, damn, we forgot. And I said, Crash, what did I say?
It's fuck them.
That was along those lines. It was more a case of, I'm not going to keep reminding you. I'm not doing it. If you don't want to ask questions, no problem. No problem. You're going to get shorter shows, and people are going to get upset with me, but that's just the way it is.
I'll still ask you guys. Next week, I'll put out the feelers.
There you go. Crash is going to do it. To be fair, we should blame Zyger. Zyger's got the Twitter password now, so we should blame him for not posting it on Twitter.
Good point.
Zyger, it's your fault.
Stop writing those articles, Zyger, and
stop being the only person doing anything on my Xboxandme.com, alright?
Yeah.
God damn it, stop. Let's get into what's been in our box, Crash. I want to start with you, bro, because you've been playing a little video game that I know I played. I saw the potential. I don't think that's fair.
You're lukewarm on it.
No, that's not fair.
Saying you saw the potential would mean that you kept playing it. Because you saw the potential. You were lukewarm on it. You didn't feel it.
I saw the potential.
Did you feel it?
I felt the potential.
So you wanted to play it more?
I'm in this weird phase
understanding
of my life
it and feeling the potential are two different things.
I'm in this weird place right now with games where just things are not catching me. And if it ain't catching me, I can't do it.
Oh, interesting. From you, this is a very interesting point of view.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
What?
I don't know, man. I'm in a weird place right now with games. I'm in a weird place with like everything right now. My life's a bit of a...
You know what would have fixed that?
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Playing Ori and the Blind Forest. I really like it.
Number one, you're playing Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think it's a really good game. I think it starts off on a very high note.
Yes. I do like that opening. That whole opening is very good.
Yeah. I think the gameplay is really good. It's a lot more... Because I never played Ori and I never really watched gameplay. Like, I'd watched a little bit, so I never really understood it.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that the game also had, like, combat.
No, nor did I.
And in my mind does a really weird thing when I play platformers with combat, where it's like, I disregard it as a platformer. In a weird way, it makes sense.
Okay.
Where in my mind, that game's more of like an RPG, even though it's not really an RPG. Because you don't really get XP for killing things. You get XP, but you don't really. You get it for and stuff. So my mind plays a trick on me in that regard. But even the platforming is really good. I got the ability where you can like start bouncing off of lights. And I think once you get to that point, the platform actually gets really fun and really
I didn't get to that point.
Because you should play more.
I should. You're right.
I didn't expect you to say I'm right. I thought you'd have an argument.
No, I should. No, I definitely. I know that I'm wrong. Like, there's certain games out there in the world that you know are good games. Portal. Okay. I know Portal's a fantastic game.
Have you played Portal?
Yes, you can. But
have you played it?
Oh, have I played it? No.
Oh, you should. It's fun.
It just doesn't. I understand that I'm sure it's a great game.
I'm not saying it's a great game.
What?
I think it's irrelevant to it's a great game. It's fun.
Oh, okay.
It's a fun mess around game.
Is it?
Yes.
I have it.
We could. Okay, so we have four Let's Plays.
Five Let's Plays coming for you. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, Ori. So how far in are you roughly?
I just finished the Water Temple. I think that's what it's called. I could get names wrong and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I don't want to.
You don't want to spoil. You can.
I don't want to spoil it for you. I didn't want to spoil it for you.
Feel free.
I just finished the part where you're escaping as water fills the room, and you have to like jump from light to light to light. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you gonna finish it? Do you think?
I don't know. I want to finish it.
Okay.
So wait. First of all, I've never held the same stance as you, so don't even like try and throw that back. Whoa!
I haven't said nothing.
Okay, yet. You did. You said okay in a very demeaning tone that I do not appreciate.
Just sound okay.
I understood.
Okay.
I translate tones very well, and so I know what you're saying with that tone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at this weird crossroad where I want to finish it, but the new game's also coming out.
Okay, new game comes out today as we're recording.
Yes.
So was the reason for playing it more like, okay, the new game's coming out, I want to know what the hype is about this goddamn game, and then I'm just going to play from there?
Yes, that was the plan.
That was my plan too.
That's why I'm at this crossroad of do I jump on the new game, but I'm really enjoying the old one.
It's not that long though.
It's not. But then we're also doing the Batman stuff.
I haven't. That don't start till next week.
Oh, so we start playing them next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna start playing next week.
Got it. Okay, I thought we were doing it Monday.
No. Oh, maybe I should probably talk to Beard. Make sure he understands as well.
Yeah, I was under a different impression.
Okay, yeah, that's my. I literally haven't even started. So, not to say it would take long, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think you're gonna do?
I'm
at that weird place as well. That's why I didn't stop. That's why I stopped playing.
Yeah, okay, you're not taking that.
No, I want to play it. I want to play it because I want to see what the hype is about. We were going to do this later on in the show, but VGC gave it a 5 out of 5. Game and Bolt gave it a 10. Game Informer gave it a 9.5. Destructor gave it a 9.5. Games Radar gave it a 4.5. GameSpot a 9. IGN 9. Press Start 9. And WCC FT Tech an 8.7. That's one of the lists we are speaking about. I didn't get a review copy. Weird because I got an email about the game, but I didn't get a review copy. So I was sort of like, which I'm fine with. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm like, would I have really had a chance to have played the game anyway by now? Probably not. But yeah, I don't know. It's so beautiful. It's such a good looking game. I enjoyed what I played, but I just don't know.
When this was being made, was it already a first-party studio for Microsoft? The first one?
I don't believe it is a first-party studio.
Still?
Period. If
Oh,
I'm honest.
okay.
Let me check.
Okay.
Who develops it? Ori. Developers Moon Studios. I know it's published by
Okay. All right.
Xbox and signed up as. I'm pretty sure Moon. Yeah, I don't think Moon Studios is owned by Microsoft. So I don't think it's not first party. I think it's second
they
party.
They did a really good job with the first game from what I was playing. Like, it's a really, really good looking game for like, because I feel like a lot of games that take Ori's approach sort of have some sort of sacrificing quality.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely not owned by Microsoft.
Okay.
I think maybe the IP is. Maybe I don't know. I don't know all these details.
Okay.
I read an article the other day saying that the Ori and Will of the Wisp was developed by 80 people, all remotely, developed from home.
Oh, okay.
That to me is wild.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially, of course, with how good, at least with Blind Forest looks, and I'd imagine Will of the Wisp is an improvement on that. Mm-hmm. That's actually really impressive.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Moon Studios not owned, so second party. And I'm pretty sure I read the article the other day saying that they don't want to be owned either. So I don't even think this is like they'll be bought out soon type situation. I think it's more a case of, hey, it reminds me very much more of Insomniac with PlayStation.
I was about to say Insomniac's
associated with. Yeah, but so Insomniac were
they stayed
independent for a long time.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
Very true.
So you got to think maybe they've had Ori's now. There's two big games with like critically acclaimed. Obviously, I've not played the second, but just from a press standpoint, it's like, okay, what's next? Do they do another Ori, or do they try and build up from there? How does the payout look through Game Pass? Like, there's a lot going on here. So
yeah. Absolutely.
Before we get onto COD and stuff, have you got anything else you've been playing? Because I've got one thing.
No.
Okay, cool. Crash, I finally did it.
What?
I finally 1000G'd Resident Evil 2.
Nice.
Finally, I did it. I got all the achievements in the base game, and one achievement away from the DLC achievements as well. I'm really happy that I've done it. It's one of those things that I've been talking about doing it, and I'm like, I'll get to it. I knew that I could do it, and I knew once I'd unlocked the rocket launcher, I was like, this is going to be so easy once I've got that. And playing it, I'm just like, man, this game's so good. Every time I play that game, it fills me with joy. Every single time.
You know what you should do? Play Resident Evil 2 Remake on PC with the randomizer.
So, there's a lot of stuff I've been thinking of doing. That's one of those things, and a couple of other bits. Trying to set up splits so I can speedrun, and I keep messing it up, and it's a pain. Oh, Crash. It's a pain, let me tell you. But yeah, I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to getting back into achievement hunting. I feel like that's...
Are you, like, officially, like, have you decided, like, I'm getting back into it? I'm going full throttle?
No, because I don't think I don't know. I'm in this weird place right now with video games where I'm like, I'm just not compelled to a certain types of games. So I feel like if I find a game that I love and a game that I really enjoy, like, I should just dive into that so much deeper. The one thing I've been watching a bunch of YouTube content, and I've been watching Randolph games, and he started getting into Pokemon. He's been a Pokemon fan all his life, right? And like, he's deep into Pokemon. He's going to Pokemon tournaments, collecting cards and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I want that. I want that. Like, I've got that with Resident Evil, but the skill level to be a speedrunner is so high. Like, to be in the top 10, and that's where you need to be, right? Is so high. So it's a lot of practice and stuff like that. Like any game, right? Yeah. If you want to get good at it, you got to keep playing and keep playing and keep playing. But I'm just trying to find my version of that, man. Where it's like, it's got a fandom around it, and it's got cards, and like, there's just stuff you can keep creating content around it. Where Resident Evil has that, and like, I watch all of the Resident Evil content out there. I'm like, some of it's amazing, dude. Like, some of there's videos out there like, can you complete Resident Evil 2 with only walking? And like, there's so much content out there, but my mind doesn't go there when creating that content. And I'm like, can I do it with this game? I don't know, but Resident Evil 2, such a phenomenal game. I think I'm done with it now on console, though. I don't think I'll ever play it again on console. Just because PC it looks that much prettier. So it's like, why would they go back?
And you kill bosses faster.
Well, if you set the frame rate up right, I found out the other day my frame rate's not set up right. It has to be stuck at 120 frames.
Can your PC do that?
I don't know. I don't know much about PCs. There's so much to learn, dude. I didn't realize there was going to be so much to learn when it comes to all this. I'm so excited for Resident Evil 3 though. So excited. We're like less than 30 days away, which I feel like that's why I'm like, okay, Animal Crossing comes out the 20th. I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm like, Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3. I can't believe we're getting another Res game so quickly. But it's not Resident Evil 2. Could it be better?
Ooh, I don't know.
Not for me, I don't think it can.
I'm the wrong person to ask.
You gonna play Res 3?
Yeah. I don't know if I'll play day one. I think I'm gonna play day one and just.
I think you're gonna like it more than 2. Because Res 3 is an action game compared to Res 2. So there's more guns, more enemy variety, way more ammo. There's a dodge mechanic in it. Like, I feel like you will enjoy Res 3 more than Res 2.
We'll see.
We will.
How,
Predictions. How old do you think it'll review?
How old will it review?
Yeah.
I don't think it reviews as good as Resident Evil 2 remake.
Had the World of Resident Evil 2 review. Let's check. Let's see what IGN gave it. IGN Res 2 review. They gave it a... They gave it a 9.
It got a 91 on Metascore and then an 8.8 user score.
Is that Xbox or PlayStation?
It's...
Or was that the overall
PlayStation.
One? That's PlayStation. Okay.
I think. I don't know how better.
Either way, it doesn't matter. It's the same game practically. Yeah, I don't think it reviews as high as a 9.
Yeah, I think it'll get like somewhere 8, mid-8s.
I feel like if this game had 2 years wait, it would do that again.
Yeah.
But I think it's got more things going against it because it has a multiplayer mode as well. So anyone who doesn't like the multiplayer mode is going to take scores off it.
The multiplayer mode isn't part of Resident Evil 3. It is its own standalone thing. If you get Resident Evil 3, you get it bundled with that, but I'm pretty sure it's its own standalone thing. So if you're reviewing it, you technically should not review them together because they aren't in the same.
They're separate entities. Got you.
Exactly.
Interesting. But yeah, do I go for all the other achievements now on the Resident Evil games? I know, like, you mean me all the time and won't play Resident Evil 5 with me, but, like, the problem with Resident Evil 5 is the multiplayer achievements.
Yeah.
To get the 1000G. I could get over 1000G without the multiplayer achievements because of the DLC.
But it's not the real 1000G.
But it's not the real 1000G, so that would be a bitch because that is long.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a joke. That is long.
Yeah.
There's that, and then Resident Evil 6... Wait, did I say 6 or 5?
You said 5.
Okay, and Resident Evil 6 has got multiplayer achievements as well. So, but do I go for the full 1000G? Or do I just go back and play Remake 1, 1000G that, and then have the 1000G on 1, 2, and 3?
Go back and do 1, 2, and 3. And if at some point you get really bored...
1's really hard, though. And I don't know 1. I don't know 1 very well.
You'll have to go back into it. Relearn it.
I've not actually run it. That's one of the ones I've not actually. No, because the problem with that one is the speedrun's quite long. I also learned this the other day that I like Resident Evil 2 speedrun because it's an hour.
Yeah.
I don't think I could run a game that's like 2 hours long. Like, that's long. That's a long speedrun. And remembering all that information, my brain doesn't do that.
You could do it.
You think so?
I 100% think you could do it.
Oh, you believe in me. You are my friend.
I take it back. I don't think you can do it. You have no chance at all.
Wow, that changed quickly. Let's talk about the thing that everyone else is probably talking about and wants us to talk about.
Yes.
Call of Duty Warzone is out. It came out yesterday. I played it I played like 4 matches and then got a headache and felt crazy sick. So I had to come off stream. You played it. What do you think?
Yeah. I like it. I'm at this weird stage where I think conceptually everything it does is good and works.
Mm-hmm.
I think in practice, I don't know if I enjoy it, and I
Okay.
don't know if that's I'm not good at it yet,
Yeah.
or it just generally doesn't click with me. I'm not sure yet.
So who did you play with? Did you play it solo or did you play with people?
I played one match with you and Mini
Yes.
Midas, and then I played with Ben, and then I played matches solo as well. Solo, it's not an enjoyable experience.
Is that because you're not good at it, or because teammates were bad?
Teammates were bad, and I think the scope, like Apex, having bad teammates sucks. But I think in Apex it still even works better because Apex's scope is so small in terms of like how big it is with the map and everything you can do with the economy and everything. In Call of Duty, you have your money, you have you don't hold a lot of armor plates. You can only hold 5. You can all this stuff. I don't think it lends itself as well to playing with randoms.
Got it. I like it a lot. I do think it's a great multiplayer, a great battle royale. It does something very different to Fortnite, to PUBG, to Apex. I think it's different, and I think on a base level that is something that should be celebrated, because they could have quite easily have shit out another clone with mixtures of all the others. It's not that. It is Call of Duty in battle royale with a simplified armor system, with
everything's
interesting with an interesting money scheme. So you're collecting money and you can buy supply crates, you can buy
kill streaks,
thank you, that's what I was about to say.
You can buy armor. So if I also just want to point this out, which I think is brilliant, and I love the fact this game does. When you spawn with 2 armor plates and a pistol.
Because it reduces that time as well.
Yeah.
Like,
if you land with somebody, you can immediately go for the fight. There's no oh man, he's right next to that weapon, I have to run away. If you're quick enough, you not picking up the weapon is actually an advantage for you.
So I think for me it comes down to, I don't like the fact they've only launched with squads. I don't know what's going on there. Where is the solo and duos mode?
I don't know why they had people reporting that it comes with the solo and duo mode.
If it's not there at launch.
Yeah, I don't know if it's there at all. I don't know if people were like, "Oh, I can turn off autofill," because there is an autofill option.
Yeah,
and people were like, "Oh, if I turn it off, I launch in solo," and they were like, "Oh, it's solo and duos."
I guess that's a wait and see thing. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
It was reported that there were solos and duos, and trios. The thing I like about it is still Call of Duty. It doesn't feel like Call of Duty Battle Royale. It feels like Call of Duty Modern Warfare with a Battle Royale mode. Yeah. It does feel like that. And I love the Gulag. When you die, you can come back by winning a 1v1 fight. I think that is amazing.
Yeah.
I love everything about that. I like the differences.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Right now, it's very hard for me to talk on all of it because I've only played like 4 matches. And I wasn't feeling great either at the time, so those matches were sort of like, I don't know whether it was I need to get my eyes tested again, so I don't know if it's my eyes or if it was the gameplay was just making me feel sick or what, I'm not sure. But I enjoyed what I've played, I want to play more. I wonder how much I'll actually play though.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
I still feel like Fortnite is the best Battle Royale game out. Because again, the one thing I dislike about this Call of Duty is, why am I playing it? Like this mode. Like, apart from the fun, obviously, of getting the fun and trying to win, like, the thing that Fortnite does better than any other Battle Royale is, even if you're not good at the game, your checkpoint, you've got your challenges, and the level system is so clean, and there's constant progression. Even when you're not winning, there is constant progression.
Yeah.
And it's the way it's laid out as well is it's clean.
Yeah.
And it all makes sense, and it's all very, 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 very simple. And the thing I will say about Call of Duty's gameplay is it's simple. So that's perfect. But its actual challenges and its battle pass and things like that, I look at it and I'm just like, what is this? I don't know where I'm looking. Do I get more challenges once I complete those? It's not simple. It's
Yeah.
not. It needs to be dumb. It needs to be dumbed down for dummies like me.
Yeah. To be fair though, Fortnite has been out for 7 seasons or something along those lines. So it's had a lot of time to grow, and maybe
100%.
with some time, Call of Duty will start growing more, and maybe once like Modern Warfare is out of the picture and they start moving on the next one, if they keep sticking with this, maybe once it's its own entity, that's when we really see it start to like flourish and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree that Fortnite did a really good job of gamifying the game.
Exactly.
Even if you die right away, if you landed in the right spot, you're like, at least I got that. At least I did that. I'm working
and
towards
it kept
this.
me wanting to keep going, is the thing. Where with Call of Duty, it's like, okay, if I'm not winning, then some of the fun comes out of it.
Yeah.
And battle royals are not easy to win. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, 150 people, there's a lot of squads. I do like the fact there's the squad count. It tells you how many squads are left, tells you how many people are left. I do think 150 people is a lot of people, but I understand it because of the size of the map, that you're not encountering people every second. So.
Yeah. The map's really big, but I will say that you can't get very far from where the plane's going. So that's kind of like one takeaway. I wish you could get a little bit farther. That way, like, the map size is more beneficial. Yeah. To be fair, you could land right at a vehicle and be like, okay, we're going to book it to the other side of the map where the plane wasn't at.
True.
But if you're in a vehicle and you drive by people, they'll see you on the map. They'll see you on the mini map. They know where you are. Which the way they did vehicles, I think, is really, really well done. Is if you are in a vehicle, it is loud, and you will be seen on the mini map. So you cannot hide in it. If you're near somebody and you shoot your gun, you can be seen. You cannot hide at that point. Yeah. Which I think is really good.
Like I say, I think its actual gameplay its actual gameplay might be the best of all the battle royales for me, because it is that it's boots on the ground. There's no building. There's no the shield system. It's stuff like that. Like, all of that stuff, I think is perfect.
Yeah.
I just wish the actual game, like the gamifying of the game, like you said, would be better. I feel like that is where they need to improve. It's like, simplify the challenges, make sure there's plenty to do. Give me objectives of like, go land at the, I don't know the place on the map yet, but go land at the stadium and get 5 kills. Like, make that simple, make that pop up, and make it so I have to do that. And what am I getting for that? XP, or am I progressing the battle pass? Something. What is it? Like, give me something. That's my biggest critique.
To be fair,
so far,
you do progress all the normal Call of Duty stuff in this, no matter what you do, which is a nice touch. It's actually like a really cool thing.
I think it's dope. I think it's something they should do for every new Call of Duty that comes out. They should build it in. I don't think they will. Don't get me wrong. No. But I think that would be really cool, because I feel like this Warzone can be the platform. We don't need another battle royale from COD.
Yeah,
I agree. This, and then let's adapt this into every COD that comes out from the 3 studios.
The only problem will be what happens when they decide to do something more different with the Call of Duty. And how will that battle pass transition? Just gameplay wise, like, what if they change something in their engine?
Wall running.
Yeah, or if they change something on their engine side, where like if they do add an operator in the next Call of Duty, and they're running on a slightly different engine, they'd have to like completely remake that model again from the ground up for the battle royale. At that point, that crossover might be a little bit too much to ask for, with the battle pass being like $10.
Yeah, I mean, you make some good points. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but
there should be some sort of crossover. I agree. That would be very nice and be something very different. It'd also be really good for something as big as Call of Duty, right?
I think it also gives you a reason to still keep buying Call of Duties as well, where it's like, oh, well, I enjoy Warzone a lot, but I also want to play normal multiplayer, so it's like I've got a reason to keep buying them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I again, thumbs up. Can't really say too much more
Epic
about
free to play, cross play day one, amazing. Shout out to them.
Yeah. We'll talk about the cross play in a second. The free to play in a second, I guess. Would be a better way. So we'll figure that out. What else have I been playing? I think that's it. I feel like that's it. Res, COD.
Nothing else. No.
Yeah. No.
You already talked about 2 Point Hospital last week. Yeah.
I've been more 2 Point Hospital. Let me make that very clear. I've been playing 2 Point Hospital every night. Not as much, not as frequent, but still fantastic game. Should definitely play it. Have you played it yet?
No.
Oh, play it, man. Play it. It's very good. Let's get into this week's dashboard, which is the news of the week. Not much this week. We already spoke about the Ori and the Will of the Wisp reviews. Next one is about Call of Duty Warzone. Call of Duty Warzone requires Xbox Live, but not PlayStation Plus. Microsoft has announced... sorry, that's not part of that story. So this one was... I saw this being posted around, and loads of websites had posted about it. What do you think about this, Crash? This is something that Xbox had struggled with very early on, with things like Netflix and YouTube, and back on the 360. Like, that was... It used to be, if you ain't got gold, you can't really use anything else. And I always had the argument of, well, everyone's got gold. Like, who doesn't have it? It's not really that big of a deal. But we've moved into this new place where, like, Fortnite... You don't need gold, and you don't need PlayStation Plus, and like there are other people out there now that like don't want the free, like I don't want the quote unquote free games. I don't think they're free, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. I don't play anything but this. I don't care about online on any other game. Like, does Xbox need to loosen its grip on this and change this?
I can't hear you. Give me 1 second.
Oh, well, Crash can't hear me. This is fun. It's just me.
Hello.
Why?
There
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know what happened.
Don't worry. Do you think this is right, and do you think that Xbox need to change its stance?
I don't think it's right. I think a free to play. It's kind of weird because like even though it's free to play, you're still using the online services.
Still using the system, right?
So like I don't blame them for like making you have Xbox Live Gold. I am curious if it's like. Because the game runs off of Warzone. Even if you want to play this, you have to install Modern Warfare, which I found out because I installed it on my PC. You still have to install Modern Warfare. So I wonder if it's a case with how
that makes sense though to convince people to buy it as well. It's like you might as well
because
buy
it's always
it's
upgraded.
right there.
It's always say in the corner, upgrade your
exactly
your copy. So I'm kind of curious if it's the way it's done is Xbox on Xbox's side they give a whole game either you need Xbox Live or not. And I wonder if Modern Warfare as a whole needs Xbox Live because you need it for the regular multiplayer.
Got ya.
Right. So I'm curious if that's the reason they're not. So they have some sort of limitation on that end, and maybe that's something they fix at some point. So I don't really know. I think it's both. You could argue either side pretty effectively. Like, oh, I shouldn't have to pay Xbox Live to play a free-to-play game. And then the other side is this is an online feature. You need Xbox Live Gold for online features.
I think it's dumb. I think Xbox need to. This is stupid, bad press they don't need ever.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth it. Like I would imagine that 80% of the audience that play this game have probably got gold anyway. So that bad press for no reason is something that Xbox can't afford this gen with the Series X. They can't afford any bad press.
They've been on a very good like roll with their presses.
Exactly.
Well. So like this
people were not in uproar about this like they could have been.
Right.
But I think any bad press is just
it
like,
adds
not
up. Because the next time something negative happens, it's like, oh, and you remember when you needed Xbox Live Gold to play Warzone? You remember that?
Exactly. I don't think Xbox don't need it. PlayStation don't. No point giving easy W's out here to do competition. Yeah. No point. So
Agreed.
I think it's something they will change. I don't think it will change overnight, but I do think it's something they will change, especially with next gen coming. But this was the thing.
I really do hope that it is something on the way they do the networking on the back end of needing Xbox Live and it's a case where the game in general needs Xbox Live and they can't sort of adjust what uses that and not. So
fair enough. Microsoft has announced a 2-day slate of live streams billed as a replacement to its talks and panels at the now postponed Game Development Conference. Taken from IGN, written by Joe Scrabbles. One of those talks is titled Xbox Series X plus Project xCloud equals new chapter in gaming, leading to speculation that we could learn new details about the next-gen console. Titled Game Slack Live, the series of live streams will air on Mixer across March 17th to March 18th and will allow viewers to, quote, learn about the latest cloud and game development technologies from Microsoft, go behind the scenes with creators at Xbox Game Studios and the Idea Xbox program, and level up with deep technical talks and panels discussed discussions led by industry leaders. The Xbox Series X plus Project XCloud chapter will air on Wednesday, March 18th at 11:40 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and 6:40 p.m. UK time, that's March at 5:40 a.m. ATE. A lot of time zones there. So there's a whole rundown, and we'll quickly do this. Day one, we've got at 10 o'clock, I don't know the time zones for all this stuff, so you have to look this up yourself. But day one, March 17th, welcome to the Game Slack. 10:25, how the correlation built Gears 5 to be more accessible. 10:45, building accessibility in your games, the Xbox Accessibility Guidelines. 11, the panel of the game, the changing nature of today's gaming industry. 11:35, panel, how to be internally inclusive.
Intentionally.
Sorry, thank you. Intentionally inclusive in your game design. 12:15, what is Microsoft Game Stack? 12:30, the importance of live ops. Building Sea of Thieves with a live ops mentality. 1:35, what it means to run a game studio, a conversation with Turn 10. At 2, maximizing impact and reach for your independent games with the Idea Xbox team. And then on day 2 of March 18th, we have previously on Game Stack Live, how In Exile used creative iteration. Yep. To drive Wasteland development. Panel on how online services are defining the next generation of games. At 11:40, you have Xbox Series X plus XCloud, which is the big one we're assuming. At 12:40, the spark of creativity, the drives double find. And at 1:20, what's new in DirectX, ray tracing, mesh and shade, and more. So if you're interested in any of those panels, be sure to go to Mixer. I think I will try to do a live watch along for all of that, if I'm honest with you. I feel like it's going to be a lot of stuff that some people don't care about, but it's stuff that I feel like as a influencer, I guess, I feel like I should try my best to understand some of these mechanics that go into games and stuff. And I think it's quite easy to... Some people don't care about that, and that's fine, but I would rather have a better understanding and better knowledge when I speak about games. So I think I'll watch these. So if you want to watch it live with me...
I would recommend most people, if you can watch any of this stuff, watch as much of it as you can, especially if you're really into games, because then it might give you more insight on why developers decide to do certain things that they do that you think are stupid, inconclusive to the consumer's best interest, which a lot of cases isn't always true.
No, exactly. I'm very, very interested in the accessibility stuff as well, which was weird. So I was on Steve's podcast, the accessibility podcast, the other day. It's not out yet, the episode, and I felt strange being on it, but doing it, I was like, dyslexia is a disability. It's not one that's one that's crippling. Don't get me wrong, but there was little things me and Steve spoke about on the podcast. I was like, I have never thought of it like that. And I hadn't, and there's just little things that I was like, wow. And my mind was super open and super sort of blown away by the conversation we were having. And it's like, wow, it makes sense why I never got into JRPGs. It makes sense why I never got into Final Fantasy. It makes sense why I played shooters and fighting games and sports games. Like, it all makes sense why I don't have that deep knowledge for those type of games, because of the massive reading in them.
It's just like one huge book. A lot of times.
And what do I hate? Books.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
So it was just one of those things where it was sort of like a therapy session for me, where I'm sort of sat there listening and talking. I'm like, huh. I'm not crazy. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb.
The whole time.
I don't skip these games or not play these type of games because I don't want to. It's because I can't, or not maybe can't, but I can't comprehend some of it. And yeah, it's just like, oh, okay, interesting. Next one, Gresh, we got some Bleeding Edge news come out. Bleeding Edge details and tips for new fighter Meko. I think that's right. Mekko. Meko.
Yeah, she's supposed to be. She's supposed to have a mech. It would make sense for it to be Meko.
Meko makes way more sense. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Yeah. Written by IGN and Miranda Sanchez, Bleeding Edge official release is just around the corner. But before that, developer Ninja Theory decided to introduce a neat new character for us all to look at a preview event in San Francisco. Meko is a dolphin from Japan who gets around in a mech suit equipped with a tank and uses experimental technology to commute with humans. You'll have to wait until sometime shortly after March 24th to play this this ranged tank, but until then we have a rundown of his kit and tips, and you can keep in mind for what is available when it's available. Meko is one of the few advanced characters. He's equipped with a automatic sonar gun that has good built limited range and even more limited mobility. So, new characters announced. I'm looking forward to Bleeding Edge. I've got a really bad feeling it's going to be here and then gone.
Yeah. Bleeding Edge is going to be really important because I think it'll have a good launch window where people will play it, and then it'll enter this little state where people are like, I'm going back to Overwatch and whatever else it is that they decide to go back to.
COD, yeah.
It'll be important on how Ninja Theory sort of continues to support that game and continues to get people to come into it and incentivize them to play it, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be really important looking at this if you guys want to pay attention to whether the game will succeed in the long run.
I think it will be interesting to see how Microsoft deal with it as well.
Yeah.
Because do they see it as something that needs to be bigger than what it actually is, or do they see it as a short-term project, a long-term project? Where are Microsoft's feelings with this?
A good test for that will be how they do the competitive scene and whether they put money into a competitive scene for that game.
So Xbox don't really have nor the PlayStation, to be honest with you. I feel that's a more third party thing really at the moment with like esports, right? I can't think of a first party game that has like a deep Gears. I know you would say Gears,
yeah.
But other than Gears, that's it, right?
Halo. A lot of the stuff was done.
Which I think
in connection is Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not really any first party multiplayer games other than that. Because
nothing in
Sony, I don't think so. Maybe Forza could have a competitive scene that I don't even know about.
No, I don't think it does. We would know something about it.
On Sony's side, Sony doesn't really have anything.
Nintendo don't. Apart from
Nintendo does
Smash.
Tournaments.
They've done Smash.
Nintendo has Smash, right? So like
that. What else they
like? You have Smash, and then you package the Smash tournaments with like Pokken tournament and the fist brawling one, and I don't think they've done Mario Kart. They might have done Mario Kart. I don't think they have.
No, I don't think they have either.
Nintendo has a lot of games.
Nintendo
party games. They have.
The one I was looking.
They have like the mind share and the IPs to sort of do one event where it's like most people come for Smash, but then there's all these other games.
Yeah, no, I agree. Do you think Bleeding Edge is a game that can get a competitive scene going? From what you've played, you've already played the beta.
Yeah, I think it could. I think Ninja Theory will have to be active on working in the game and communicating and talking with the people who do want to play it on a competitive level, right? Because making a game competitive is weird, where you have to both keep the casual player in mind, but also ignore the casual player at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Because you see it in Smite all the time. There are gods in Smite who are really good in casual play, but are really bad in pro play. Or there are gods that are really good in pro play, but bad in casual play, and you don't buff them for the casual player who might really want to play them, because then they'd be OP in pro play. So there is this really weird balancing that you have to have in mind when that is your goal.
Gaia. Interesting. Next up, NFL 2K Games inks a multi-year partnership for numerous future titles. The partnership returns NFL games to 2K, which is behind the NBA 2K and WWE 2K franchises for the first time in over 15 years. Previously, 2K published the NFL 2K series from 1999 to 2004. The NFL has had a deal with EA, publishing label dating back to 2004, resulting in a popular NFL Madden franchise. Quote, "We're thrilled to be back in business with the NFL in a partnership that will span multiple video games centered on fun, approachable and social experiences." David Ismail. I think I got that right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? Ismailer,
Ismailer.
Ismailer, president of 2K, said, quote, "It's exciting to bring together 2K experience enterprise in creating award-winning sports games with the NFL renowned status as a world-class entertainment and sports organization." EA were very quickly crashed to put out a statement after this, like, let me read it real quickly, which is really small, so I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Sorry, Crash. EA Sports is the EA Sports is the exclusive publisher of NFL simulation games, and our partnership with the NFL remains. Sorry, I have to keep moving this to get it to see what it says. Remains. I've lost where I was. Have I missed something?
You want me to read it?
Remains unchanged. Our agreement have always allowed for non-exclusive development of non-simulation games on various platforms. Our commitment to the NFL fans, which spans almost 30 years, has never been stronger, and we're having our biggest year yet. Madden 20 is the most successful game ever in the franchise, and new modes like Superstar KO, and our Madden NFL esports broadcast are growing the fan base. We'll leave it there for the rest of that. So, we're going to be getting games again, we hope, like Madden Street and stuff like that. Like, you remember those fun Madden games you used to get?
Yeah.
I hope that means that's what 2K are going to be making.
I would think so, based on like how EA worded it. Because they're like world-class entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Approachable social experiences.
Yeah.
It really does sound like they're going more on the fun side as opposed to the simulation side.
Which they can't. It's very clear EA still own simulation.
Yeah, EA has to come around and just like whip it out real quick, like, you know.
Yeah.
We're still the big dogs around here, which I wonder, do you know if there's a timed exclusivity with the EA deal? Because I don't follow the NFL deal at all, so I have no clue.
I haven't got a clue, I'll be honest with you. I imagine it'd be like FIFA, where they up it every 10 years or every 5 years. It's lots of money, lots and lots of money, but kind of peanuts compared to what they actually make on these games.
Right.
So, like, to us, it would sound like ridiculous amounts of money, but then in the grand scheme of things, EA are making ridiculous amounts of money off of it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we'll get like an ultimate 2K let me preface this with, I love 2K basketball games. They're very good. They're very good games. They're a lot of fun. The problem with them is they are microtransaction heavy. Like, if you think I'm heavy, go play NBA 2K20. Like, it is ridiculous. There's a casino in the goddamn game. Like, it is heavy. Do you think they will take the same hands-on approach with microtransactions in these street games and stuff like that? Or do you think they'll try to offset it in that way?
I think the microtransactions will, if it is a street game, I think the microtransactions will be more cosmetic than anything.
Got you. Okay.
But it also, like, it's really hard to say without knowing exactly what they're going for, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's...
Yeah. I feel like for it being their first game, I don't think they'll go super heavy on microtransactions. At least not out the gate. Yeah, where it's like, maybe like after 5 months, they're like, okay, we're introducing microtransactions. You guys are already addicted to our game. Give us money.
I mean, I love this. I think this is great. This is exactly what I want them to do with WWE, though. Is more arcadey and fun WWE games. Simulation wrestling games are not fun.
It's gotten very serious.
All. Oh, they're so boring.
I remember I played not the last one, the one before that. It was on like Games with Gold or something like that.
Game Pass. It was on Game Pass.
I played it and I was like, this is not enjoyable. I miss the SmackDown versus Raw days, and the old N64 days and stuff like that.
Wrestling games used to be fun.
Yeah, they used to be.
Nah, they're not fun.
Yeah, it used to be like a brawler game, right? It used to be like, you go in, you get the weapons, you do whatever, and it's all enjoyable. Now it's like, man, you gotta you keep focusing their knees. It's like a UFC game. It's like, if I wanted to play that, I'd play UFC, right?
And it's in a fake. And when I say fake, I don't mean that what they're doing is actually fake, because it's very hard. I love wrestling, so I want people to understand I don't think wrestling's fake. But in a sport that is predetermined with results, it's like, I really just want to have fun in this goddamn game and jump off ladders and like power bomb people through tables. Like, I play it I do it every year. I didn't play this year. I haven't played it this
I
year.
know.
But
I know you almost did.
every year I buy them, but that's literally because they were like breaking the game at Christmas. I was like, nope, I'm not supporting this. But I'm like, I just want it to be good again. I missed the old THQ game, especially with story modes.
Yeah.
The story modes used to be
the story
so
modes used to be, like,
good.
really fun. Yeah, I agree.
So good. The Road to WrestleManias used to be so fun, and they do like one with each character, and then like you'd have that, then you'd have a created character one. I remember one year you had a character that he jumped at the crowd, and then you challenge Undertaker at WrestleMania. Oh, it was just fun. Just what wrestling games used to be. Fun. Not anymore. They're serious, and the animations look awful. So
yeah.
This next one, I haven't really added anything else to it, but it's just Reggie Fils-Aimé, ex-Nintendo head, is now on the director's board at GameStop.
Yeah.
I don't imagine he's going to save GameStop, I'll be honest.
No.
I imagine there was a fat check coming his way for it, though.
Yeah, probably. For him, he comes from a point where like GameStop is sort of like ingrained in gaming history, right? It was like a really big part of his tenure in Nintendo.
And coming from Nintendo.
Yeah, GameStop was huge for Nintendo. So I could see him being like, okay, I'm willing to like go back into this. I'm willing to double down on this. And then the paycheck's really good. So he's like, good on both sides, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll save it. GameStop is a sinking ship. Have you heard about the 5 new stores they're opening up?
No.
Where they're testing different stuff. I think it's like in Texas or somewhere.
Wait, is this the one where they've got like the game space in them?
It's more like a comic book shop type of feel.
It's not going to work.
I don't think
That's
so.
That's what my dad does. That's literally what my dad does.
Really?
That's literally, my dad's shop is... My dad does kids' birthday parties. And...
Got it.
Like, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I don't think so. I know... at least in New York, and I know some other places, gaming bars are becoming more of a thing.
Yeah, I love those.
I think with those getting a rise, that like GameStop is too late on this train to like sort of go down this avenue. I think they had to go down on this avenue and start going down on it like 10 years ago.
Yeah, there's a couple of gaming bars in London that I've been to, and they're fantastic. I love them. They're so much fun. Especially if you go with the right crowd as well.
Yeah.
Because, especially me, I'm not a drinker. Like, drinking's not my thing. But if you've got a bunch of people that like drink, and you've got a bunch of people who like games, it's the perfect mesh.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I agree.
Yeah. Last one for this week, Crash. Rumour of a new Tony Hawk Pro Skater has surfaced. Thanks to another leak, this time from a band that claims to have licensed songs for the new game. It's now deleted from Facebook, but the band, the Death Set, seemingly revealed that they have licensed 5 new songs for, quote, Tony Hawk Pro Skater Game 2020. They said, you'll be hearing this shit soon. That was a copy and paste as well. That wasn't me.
I know. I just read it. I'm like, Tonky Hawk. Do people really care about Tony Hawk at this point?
I
don't think people really do. I think it's all nostalgia based, where it's like...
I think people want a good Tony Hawk's game. Again, it's like we were just talking about with the other sports game, with WWE. It's like, it's a series that is, if it's fun and it's not done poorly, could be big. It could bring people in.
Yeah.
Will this one do that? No, but probably not.
When I hear people talk about Tony Hawk, more times than not, I hear them mention the soundtrack more than they do the actual game.
It depends who you're listening to.
Most people talk about the soundtrack very heavily. So
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 was legendary.
Tony Hawk was always enjoyable, right?
No, legendary.
Me, I feel like these games have like a lot of nostalgia with the music you used to listen to growing up, and I don't think they'll be able to like.
Mine wasn't even that though. My memory doesn't even come from that. My memory comes from a demo. I played a Tony Hawk demo that let you play for. I think let you play for about 3 minutes each time,
and
I just played it over and over and over. And I remember my uncle. I was at my auntie Greta's and my uncle Michael's in their old place. And just like literally just sitting there like, are you gonna play anything else? I'm like, nah.
I got Tony Hawk, bro.
This is good. This is good. So I've got early fun memories, but nothing more than that. I'm not like one of these Tony Hawk like heads that's like, oh my god, we have to have it. Like I'm like, I'd like to see it come back and be good, but I want every game to be good.
I want Tony Hawk to come back and like be good, so that Ubisoft's like, yo, Skate.
I don't think we get another Skate. I don't know why they don't want to do it. It clearly doesn't make enough money.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. Oh man, Skate. I feel like a Skate in like modern day, like if they take down the scope quite a bit,
No,
and
I
they
don't think you
don't put
can.
enough money, don't put as much money into it.
I don't
Uh,
think you can do that. That's not
I
how
don't think
games
so
work.
either. I'm just like trying to think of a way that they actually put it out. But I think if they
I'd
do
love a
that,
new Skate.
I think
I
if,
thought Skate was amazing when I played it. I remember being so late on it. Haley's brother had it and lent it to me when I first met him. He lent me like 10 games. That's why we become friends. Literally, the first day I met him, he lent me 10 games. That's like when I first played Borderlands and yeah, loads of like his whole collection was huge. And he was like, "Yo, yeah, take what you want, man. I don't play much of it anymore." And like he was just like 10 games. Like, here you go. That. What else did I play? That. CSI, the CSI games. Alan Wake. I played because of him. Bunch of games. Yeah. Strange. Games with gold this month, you have Batman the Enemy Within, the complete season, Shanty Half Genie Hero, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, and Sonic Generations. You can get all of these games still currently until March 15th on the Shanty and Castlevania. So
no, Shanty comes out March 16th and it's available.
Oh, you're right. I apologize. Usually I read the dates, but I didn't this time. Don't know why. Chris, that's it this week. Let's plug and get ourselves out of it, dude. What you got to plug?
Twitter.com/crushing plays. I don't know if Twitter works that way.
Still struggling with the...
Still can't.
Any update for us?
No. I tried streaming the other day and then it just dropped like 5 times. I had a good half hour and I was like, my internet's fixed, and then it started dropping and then it kept dropping. I'm like, oh, my internet's
Can I say, today's the first time
you
have streamed and you've not gone all pixelated.
At all?
At all.
Maybe it's fixed.
In the last 3 weeks.
To be fair, I was installing Call of Duty yesterday because they had the update. No problems. The update, I finished my update relatively quickly. So, like, maybe it's good.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe you're back.
Maybe
you're back. Have you missed it? Have you missed streaming?
Dude, I've talked to you quite a bit.
Yeah, but I won't put it on the record. That's
yeah. I've talked to you quite a bit where, like, I've been very lukewarm towards streaming for a minute now, and not streaming for a while is like, it's just something I enjoy doing, whether anything comes out of it or not.
So does that make you now appreciate just doing it more again?
Yes.
Where it's like, it's not about the numbers, it's not about subscribers, it's not about any of that. It's just you miss being part of a community and being, especially your community. So
yeah, I think so. I think that's where I'm at right now.
Fair enough. You can find me everywhere at MC Fixer. What do I want to push this week? Nothing. I haven't really got anything to push this week. Actually, that's a lie. I did the Kind of Funny Up and Comer podcast. I even listened to it back. So I thought it was a really good conversation between me and Josh. It's all about my history with Kind of Funny and why I want to become an up and comer so I can go to San Francisco. If you like what I do and you want to hear me talk about things that are not just video games, you can check that out. Definitely debating. We're definitely going to start this new podcast, which is going to be like us rating games and stuff. You'll hear about that soon. But yeah, until next time, thank you all for listening.
Do we want to talk about that at all right now?
No.
We'll talk about it next week.
Next week.
Got it. Okay.
Until then, love you, leave you. See you all later.
Bye.
Goodbye.